Hi there again everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a fabulous day. If you are new here, then my name is Claire. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and you'll be notified every single time I upload. And check out my other videos, why not, you know, doesn't hurt. So today I thought I would do a nice glowy summer look because it's summertime and why not? It's what I felt like doing. So we're just going to jump right into it. So even though I have had my eyebrows laminated, they are fading ever so slightly. So I am just topping like the ends up a little bit, and I'm using the Primark Tattoo eyebrow ink. Now when I first purchased this, I did think it was kind of a little bit naff. It didn't really give me much, but for my eyebrows being laminated now, and they're a bit darker, it just gives me that nice little top up that I need after they have faded for a couple of weeks, which is, you know, that's quite nice. I mean, it's not too much. I mean, you do have to kind of shake it a bit before you get anything out. But it's just a very nice, like, subtle kind of colour there, if you know what I mean. Just a nice little infill. Okay, so now I'm just going to add my Plouise Base to just carve out my eyebrows a little bit and just add a nice base. Now I'm not going to go with as much as I usually would because I want a nice like glowy summer look, a nice like subtle finish, all very well blended, nothing quite so severe, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to quickly carve those bad boys out. Now I always start on the underneath of my brow, just follow it kind of round. Now I never want too much of a tail because I feel that makes my eyebrows look a little bit drooped, so I just kind of cut it off there. So I just feel that gives my eyes a little bit more of a lift because I do have quite hooded eyes, and obviously I'm a little bit older, so the older you get, obviously the more wrinkles you've got and the more hooded they become. And then I'm just going to do the other side. I also feel as well, if you pinch the top of the brush and make, like, I just use a concealer brush for this, and make it a little bit flatter, it just does make it a little bit easier to control, if you know what I mean. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, so that line is not completely severe, I'm just going to gently like pull it down, ready for buffing. Because we don't want any like really too severe lines today. We're not going for that look today. And I'm just going to pat some products onto the lid. I'm going to pat it right into the corner and then just out, and then I'm going to like blend it again as well, because I want it buffed out at the outer corner and not like really severe. And if you don't, you can just leave it if you don't buff it, but the eyeshadow will not look as pigmented if you do try to bring it out or small, like blow it out a little bit with these bases, because the shadow just sticks to them. It's like glue, which is what we want. Okay, so I'm just going to grab a fluffy brush. I'm just going to make sure that's really blended in all the corners, and then in the outer portion as well. It's going to be blown out. I mean, I'm probably not going to go out really far with my eyeshadow, but I don't want it to be really, really severe on the eye either. Let's make sure them brows are even. Okay, so we're ready for shadow. So I'm going to use a couple of Zoeva palettes today. I did get like a pack of 4 Zoeva palettes from TK Maxx like way before Christmas, and I've never dipped into them, and I had a little bit of play with these last night, and they were so nice. I've got the Carmel Milange and the Naturally Yours, so I'm just gonna mix up these 2 palettes today because they're just perfect for just a nice, just glowy look. So that is the Naturally Yours. So that is that there. How pretty, how beautiful is that? And this is the Caramel Milange, and that is just gorgeous, gorgeous colours. So they're obviously both warm tone palettes, so we are going to go for like a brown smoked out look maybe add a little bit of brown liner, and then just go for a nice glowy base foundation. So let's get these eyes done. So I'm going to do what I always do and start with my crease. And for my crease, I'm going to go in with Caramel Melange, the Finish Sensational, which is this colour here, because I don't want to go too dark. So I'm just going to put that on a little brush and just tap that through. I mean, I don't want to be dead neat or anything. This is not about neatness. This is just about a nice look. And then obviously I'm going to blow that out a little bit because we don't want anything really severe. Just going to bring that up there slightly. And notice how I'm tapping this and not like rubbing it, because we're going to do that with a bigger fluffier brush and like smoke it out. Okay, so I think they're pretty even. So I'm going to go in with a big fluffy brush. I'm going to use a Zoeva 221 soft crease brush, and I'm going to go in with Universal Delight again from the Caramel Melange palette, and that is this colour right here. And I'm just going to use that as a transition to diffuse this brown as well, and just blow that out, because that's what we want, just a nice blown out look. I mean, I've had these palettes for so long. I've had them for like well over 6 months, and the fact that I'm only just getting into them is like a travesty, because I just had a little play with them last night, thinking what video can I film today, and this, I just loved them. I mean, obviously this is on my second time using them, but you know, they really performed as I wanted them to. Just going to blow that out and the outer corner a bit, and then use that to kind of buff that outwards. And we're not going to go too far out, because like I say, we just want a nice summer look. And I know people think, oh, we're not browns for summer, we want bright colours, but this is just nice like subtle glow, if you know what I mean. And let's get this other eye done. We don't have to go all completely out for summer. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like to. I absolutely like to. But sometimes we do just want to tone it down a little bit and just be a little bit just nice and glowing, subtle, and it's so hot today. It is ridiculously hot today. Okay, so I think that is nice and blended. Obviously we've blended that colour, that first colour down to be a lot more subtle, and we will build it up again once we've added a little bit of a shimmer, a little bit of like a pressed glitter, but not too much. But you can still see the nice transition between the two colours there, which it just looks so nice, so fabulous. Okay, so I'm just going to take a flat brush and I'm going to go into the Naturally Yours palette, and I'm going to go in with Casual Elegance, which is this like subtle shimmer here. This one is super nice as well. That's like an iridescent. But I think I'm going to go with this one today, because I think that'll go with the browns really lovely. So I'm just going to take that on a flat brush. I'm not going to top up any base or anything like that, and I'm just going to put that on my lid. I mean, look how nice that is. There's no spray on this brush. I've not put any extra base on the lid, and just amazing. Really nice. I'm super impressed with those. I am kind of regretting not using these sooner now. So I'm just taking the edge of the brush and working that upwards a bit as well, and just go outwards as well, and then just pat it on. You can go in with your finger if you want to, and then just intensify that slightly, because if you go in with your finger that will intensify the shadow. And we're just going to do this other eye. I mean, oh, just amazing. These would be amazing for like a halo eye look, these shimmers. I mean, I don't know if they're all the same because I've only tried a couple of colours, but oh my god, this one is just so nice. It's just helping me live my best life. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with the first brown colour, and I'm just going to tap on the outer portion there, lightly bring that through again, just to give us that little bit of a structure and then I'm going to blend that slightly back into the colour, but I'm not going to use my fluffier brush. I'm going to use like a flatter fluffy brush. This is my PC30, and I'm just going to blend that. I've not put any product on it. You can see the deeper colour on the outer portion as well. I mean, that is lovely. It's just a lovely, lovely look. And it's so simple. Okay, so that is just so simple. You could add mascara, lashes and have done with it, but I'm going to do a little bit of a brown winged liner because I'm just feeling the vibe right now, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to take my Kitco sharp angle brush. I'm going to spray it with a bit of my PS from Primark Priming and Infused Primer. I'm just going to dip that into Slow Dance, which is in the Naturally Yours palette, and that is this colour right here. Just going to dip that into that shadow and get a fair amount onto the brush. Okay, so I'm just going to start by doing the eye there, and I'm just going to tap it in. I mean, you could go ahead and just swipe it if you wanted to, but that just does not work for me. And I'm going to pinch the end off, and I'm just going to continue to tap. And I've not gone right to the edge there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit more product on the brush. I'm going to pinch it, and then I'm going to just, from where I finished there, I'm going to look down slightly and just get my shape, and just tap that slightly, and then just tap to bring that into the line that you've created, and then just fill that in. There we go. Just dead simple. I find that doing it that way works best with me or for me with my hooded eyes, and then once that's dried I will go over it again as well. But yeah, that is just perfect for me, that. So I'm going to do the other eye. Okay, so that's the eyeliner done. So simple, so effective. I think it looks really nice. It's not a huge wing. I do love the huge wings, but on me I'm just not so sure. Comment down below what type of winged liner you like. I know there's the bat wing. I like the huge wings when you have a lot of colour. I think for a nice simple summer look, then this is, it's just nice, and simple, isn't it? You know. Okay, so mascara. I'm going to use my Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High Mascara. I used this as a first impression in a recent video, and I absolutely, I've got to say, I love it. So I'm just going to curl my lashes. Now, I don't do any tricks like heat the curlers up or anything like that. I just literally grab the lashes and don't just squeeze it once, I'll squeeze it a few times. Just to curl my lashes. That's the way I do it. If anyone's got any like tricks or tips or anything for curling the lashes, let me know down below. Bob it in the comments, because I do not have a lot of eyelash at all. No way do I. And any little tips would be brilliant. I know there is one heat the curlers up, which I'm not keen on because I wouldn't want heating in my eyes. And I know you're not going to make it red hot before you put it in your eyelash, but I just have fears of my eyelashes falling out. But this mascara is just the absolute biz. It really, really, really is. I find it super easy to put on. The spoolie just, it bends, so it can kind of get to your other, you can kind of angle it a bit better to get to your lashes. It's not the best for doing the bottom lashes because of the spoolie, not because of the product. I mean, but look at the difference there. Can you see it? From this eye to this eye. I mean, I don't have a lot of lashes. I'm never going to have long, gorgeous lashes, but that is a huge difference for me. It is a super huge difference. So we're going to stop talking about this mascara and get the other eye done. Okay, so I felt like I could go a little bit more with those wings, so I did it, I went for it. So primer, I'm going to use my Becca Backlight Primer. This is just an oldie but a goodie, and I just pull it out every now and again and just live my best glowy life. So I'm just going to bob this all over the face. This has been out for so long. It is quite pricey. I think it's £28 a bottle on Cult Beauty, but I have had this for so long, and I do, if I want a glowy look, I do always gravitate back to it. For me, it is worth the price tag. What's your favourite glowy primer? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to have some like good primer recommendations for like a nice glowy look. And powder, like what's your best powder for setting your face that doesn't like completely mattify you, just gives you a nice glowy look, because I would love to know what those recommendations are. Okay, so while that primer's setting in, I'm just going to take this Morphe M156 and I'm going to go in with First Love, and this is in the Naturally Yours palette, and First Love is right there. And I'm just going to do my brow bone, just really lightly. And then I'm just going to lightly blend that into the other colours, just using my finger. And it's just kind of separated my brow bone a little bit from the other colours. Now, foundation. Could we have a glowy look and not use the Armani Luminous Silk? Now, I've got the shade 5.25 here, which might be a little bit dark for me at the moment, but we're just going to wing it and just go for it. So, I'm going to very lightly put this on. I'm not going to use a lot of it at all. I've put 2 pumps on there, and I'm going to take this, I think it's a dual fibre brush. It's a Revolution Pro like face brush. I'm just going to put the smallest amount on the brush and just very lightly just like brush that on the face, and just go in light and then just keep going in and just keep it a lovely light dewy look. I mean, I do love a matte look, I'm not gonna lie, I do love a matte look, but in the summer, you know, sometimes you just want to glow, So again, just very lightly, just building it up. I always try to do my ears. I don't want red ears. I'm just gonna fluff that up into the hairline. Now I'm probably gonna go quite heavy on the contour because I do want to look chiseled. You know I want a glowy look, but I still want to look done up. I still want to be glam. Why is this hair stuck to my face? I hate it when you do that when you're doing your makeup and your hair just sticks to your face. Okay, so that's just give us like a really nice base, but it's not covered freckles or anything like that. I have got a few natural freckles. If anyone can hear scraping, again, I feel like I'm saying this in every video, it's my next door neighbours having an extension built, and the only day I can film is on a Friday. It's Friday today, and this just makes so much noise. I'll be glad when it's done. Okay, so for my concealer, I'm going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape. I'm going to brush off any excess because I don't want to look like overly concealed either, and I just want to tidy the eyes up there. So I just do this one eye at a time, and I'm just going to pat that up and blend that through, and I'm probably going to use some excess off the foundation brush to maybe bring that down a little bit. I don't know yet, depends how it looks once it's on, because I'm not sure if this is a little bit bright for the foundation. Although it does looks really white on camera, but it's not that white. See, a little bit, this does go a long way. The smallest amount was put on there, and look how much of my face that is covering. You could literally cover your whole face with that. And I'm just going to really tidy up those wings. And let's get the other eye done. See, there's so much on there, and I've actually brushed excess off as well. And I think I'm going to put a little bit on my high points as well, because why not? And I'm just going to blend that in with my foundation brush, just to bring the colour down slightly, and blend that in with the rest of the skin. I absolutely love the way my skin looks right now. It's just not too much. I mean, you can go overboard with these full coverage foundations, but I just find that this type of coverage, just going very, very light and just very light with your brush and just using a little bit at a time, just creates just an amazing base, especially for a summer look that's glam but not too much. Okay, so I'm going to cream contour. I'm going to take my Sleek cream contour kit, Sleek I should say, and I usually mix probably these two together, so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to mix those two together. Okay, so I'm going to take my Peaches PC18, I'm going to mix those two together, and then I'm just going to lightly bring that round, but not too far, because I want a contour but I don't want it all over my face. The reason I do it like this is to make sure it's kind of as even as possible on both sides before I blend it in, and then just pat a little bit on the forehead. Now again, if this becomes too much, you can correct it, it's cream. You can bring it back down with a bit of concealer or the foundation, either. And I'll just use the same brush to buff that in as well. So yes, I think it's looking good, apart from this big brown line on my face. But I'm buffing that kind of downwards at first, and then I'll buff it up into the hairline, and then be a bit rougher and kind of blend it through. Now that has gone down a bit too far. The thing with this Sleek palette is the smallest amount goes a long way, and I don't want to look like I've got no forehead, so I'm just gonna carry on blending that in, and then I'm going to grab a little bit of the concealer again and ever so slightly put some on there. Don't want a lot of this concealer, because like I say, a little bit definitely goes a long way, and just lighten that up a little bit. And you can just grab that brush and don't put any product on it and just blend the two together. See, that's much better now. And I'm still nice and glowy. Okay, so I'm just going to set my under eye with some of my favourite Essence banana powder. The lid has come off. It's an Essence Brighten Up banana powder. And I just saw, I've hit pan so hard. I need to get some more, but I don't think they sell it anymore. If they do, let me know in the comments down below, because who wants to see an Essence one brand like review, because I don't think I've got any Essence palettes. I've got their lip liners. I'm absolutely in love with Essence lip liners. They are amazing. But I don't have any palettes. I don't have any of the foundations or anything like that. But I'm always kind of intrigued by them. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see that, because I can film that probably next month. Eyes done, and I'm going to take some of my Maybelline Fit Me matte and poreless. Now I know this is a matte powder, but it's less matte than a lot of my other powders, and I'm just going to very lightly set it, because you know it is summer, and even though I want to glow, I want to be a little bit sweat proof as well, so I'm being very light with that. Okay, so that is literally it. That is literally all I've done with powder. I don't want to go too far, I still want to be glowy. Okay, so I am going to contour slightly, and I'm going to take I'm going to go in with a Hoola Light bronzer first, and I'm just going to see how that looks. So that looks quite nice, but I feel like I want to deepen it up slightly, so I'm just going to dip in. Well, I'm using the Cheek Parade here from Benefit, and you get Hoola Light, Hoola Bronzer, you get California, Dandelion and Rocketeer, and I've had this for ages, and they are full size products as well, and I think it cost me £50, which is super cheap considering the price of each full size product as well. But I use them all, I really love them. I'm just going to go in with a little bit of Hoola bronzer. Let's just deepen that up slightly, which I like, this what I wanted. I'm just going to pat that up through the forehead. You notice I'm doing a lot of patting and not swiping. Obviously I'm blending now because I want a contour, but I don't want a harsh contour, if you know what I mean. I don't want like the contour, which I do like, but not for this look. I'm just gonna very lightly my nose a little bit. Okay, so that is looking super fabulous. Absolutely loving it, and we need to go in with a little bit of blusher. I'm probably going to use a fair amount of blusher and Dandelion out of the Cheek Parade palette. Just going to swirl that in there because that Dandelion is just a gorgeous like summer blusher. And I'm going to start at the temple and pat it down to my cheek and work that into the bronzer, and then just make sure you get some on your cheeks, you know, and bring that up there. I mean, you're going to be looking like a god, like a goddess. You know, we need to be patting and then very, very lightly blending. I'm going to do a little bit up on my temples here. And it's better to go in with a small amount of product and build rather than just go all over the face and then be like, oh my god, there's so much on my face. Okay, so before I move on to highlighter, I think I'm going to do my under eye. I'm not going to lie, I almost forgot. So I'm going to take this Plouise Acid Rain in blank canvas, and I'm going to do my waterline. I'm just going to take the smallest amount. A little bit of this goes a long way. And I'm just going to do my waterline with that. And you could go brown in your waterline, but I want my eyes to look open, and I'm going to do a darker colour underneath. So I feel like this is a good shout. Okay, so I'm going to take a PC22 brush, which is like a small fluffy brush, and go in with Universal Delight, which is our transition colour, and I'm just going to very, very lightly put that underneath the whole eye. And then I'm probably going to use the darker brown, probably what I used on the wing, which is Slow Dance from the Naturally Yours palette. But I really can't remember the name of that palette, can I? And I've used like 3 colours out of it, but I just don't seem to want to remember it. Okay, so I'm going to take a PC14 brush. I'm going to go in with Slow Dance, and I'm just going to kind of join that up to the wing. Couldn't think of the word then, could I? So I did say I wasn't going to go right the way along, but then I did it on this eye not thinking, so I'm going to make this eye match. But that looks super nice. Super nice! I feel like I just messed up a little bit there, so I'm just going to take a Q-tip and just sort that out. Okay, so I've done like a half lash. I've got some Ardell Whispers, and I've cut them in half, and I really like that. That looks super nice. So I'm going to highlight now before I do my lips and set the face. So I'm going to use my Topshop highlighter. Now this is another oldie but goodie. This is in Crescent Moon. I don't know if you can get this anymore, but I love it. And I'm just going to lightly just brighten up my face. This is just like the perfect colour for my skin tone. It's just like I wouldn't say peachy. I don't know, it's not, I can't even describe the colour, but when it goes on it is just super nice, super nice. Got a bit of glitter there for some reason. I did have to have a break and go and pick up my little boy from school as well, so I'm sweating a little bit now because it is hot. Okay, so I think I'm going to put some of that on my inner corners as well, just to really open my eyes right up. Just loving that, just loving it. Okay, so for lips I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay 1993 lip pencil, because I want a nice like nude lip. Oh my god, I literally cannot talk and do lip liner at the same time. Whoever can, it's like the ultimate skill. And I'm going to go in with a Makeup Revolution Pro lipstick in Bare Untouched. So I'm just going to get that on the centre and just go in with a little bit more lip liner as well. So guys, this is the finished look. Super summer, super glowy, just a nice look. It's really simple to do. You've probably got warm tone shadow palettes, warm tone palettes in your collection that you could use to do this. You wouldn't have to use the palettes that I've used. You could use any warm tone palettes, any tones that suit your skin, any dewy foundation that suits you, you could use. So I think it looks really, really nice. I think the wing really does lift my face. I've gone for quite a thin wing as well, because I do find the thick ones do make just overpower my eyes, but I do like the way they look sometimes, so you know, depends on the shadow I use, I suppose. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you'll take some of the things that I've done away and incorporate them into any of your makeup looks. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. My channel is growing slowly but surely, and I really hope to reach my goal of 300 subscribers really soon. So anyone that helps me out, then thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.